Hey, what is up, everybody? It is your boy Sleepy, and welcome back to another reaction of the Project Webtoons with the final episode of the God of High School. Of course, I'm joined once more and for our final time on this with my two favorite hosts here. It's your boy Seraph.
What up, y'all?
Hey. And of course, from the deep in the dark, it's our man, Ark.
Hello.
Hello. Hopefully everyone...
Also, this is not going to be last. You do realize that, right?
I mean, this is the last episode of the season. This is what I mean.
For God of High School. And then next up, Noblesse.
Noblesse is
and I am going to be an anime only for that one since I have not actually read the webtoon.
Same here. How about you, Ark?
I guess I should be the one to read the webtoon.
I mean, you can if you want, or we could...
That's completely up to you. We could totally do this as an anime only.
I'm totally fine doing it as an anime only. Nothing about that bothers me.
Personally, I'm
Nah. I have to know why it's bad.
Just, wow.
Okay.
Already
throwing the shade and the smoke.
I mean, someone has to be, at least one out of all of us, someone has to be consistent. That's fine. I'm completely fine with that. But yeah. Hey. But I mean, we made it to this point. We made it up to the very end, and this is what we've been waiting for. Our final big fight with Morijin. Gonna pull out all the stops here. Not exactly what I would have thought of when we get to our end, but I'm keeping an open mind here to see it. I'm hoping for some good action. How about you two? Granted, I probably already know what Ark's response is to this.
You know I'm dreading it.
Yes, I know you are. How about you, Seraph?
That varies on how the episode goes.
That varies? Okay. So...
like, one side I could be, all right, cool, this is lit. On the other hand, I could be, well, that was a waste of 24 minutes.
Well, we'll have to see. All right, let's go ahead and let's just jump right in.
They should just not have the opening.
Maybe. God and God.
Because
right.
I feel like this episode needs at least another minute or two to at least, like, you need more time, please.
All right.
Yeah, personally, I would have said, like, at least have the opening playing softly in the background while they try and bring out exposition for what's going on.
Maybe, but let's see what they got. Does he think I'm a god?
Why did Daiwi sound like he was, like, constipated or something?
I'm not sure. Oh. Okay, that's a little mean.
The first villain to ever just run up on somebody while they're talking.
I mean, for once, like, why am I letting you monologue?
This is the rarest
a rare situation
I've ever seen. A very rare situation.
You know, they're actually acting like it's a real fight.
Oh no, now we finally get exposition on
we're getting flashback exposition to something that
I feel like that should have not been this episode. Or like, because he's been using it for so long in like so many episodes now.
I know
that, like, either no exposition was necessary because at this point you should have figured it out, or like that should have been like way back then.
Right?
These motherfuckers again.
Look, she can summon Lubu, but we don't get to summon Hayate. Do you understand this?
Yes, we do. But for anime only, it won't mean anything. So this just hurts us.
Bruh.
Yep, that seems right. That seems exactly like what would happen.
I don't need backup when I am backed up.
Oh, we changed names. But I'm gonna guess
it was Yui before.
It's Yui in WEBTOON.
Yeah.
But I'm guessing translation difference.
You know what the sad thing is? I love Journey to the West stuff, and I absolutely do not care about this anime adaptation right now. About this.
I mean,
for the Monkey King and stuff.
This is pretty far removed from the Journey to the West story.
I'm not the one who thinks that they are crabbing the shit out of this episode already, right?
I mean, there's been a lot of unknown information being thrown at us so far, but I'm pretty much right now trying to focus squarely on the animation and action. Damn. I mean, this just pretty much shows you that no one at the tournament stood a chance. This is kind of a one-sided fight already. Woo.
Music.
I mean, it's very epic. The melody.
We're back to the Boku no Hero bomb.
Yep. Oh.
I absolutely do not care.
I mean, I know you don't. Yep.
Use Thunderbolt.
Where's the captain? Where's Satin just coming in and telling everyone it's all fake?
Right.
The monks.
That was such a bad, like, what?
I'd say save all of that to the very, very end.
Are you hurt? My boy just got his shit kicked in like a minute ago.
Okay, my dude, what the fuck? My dude, this is not Akira.
Alright, that's not terrifying at all.
An empty stomach. The true enemy of all heroes.
Insane, dude. It's the reason why he can't call.
The reason he can't fight. He's hungry, boy. Get that boy a Snickers.
Remember, was this even in the webtoon like this?
No,
not at all.
Not even a little.
Okay,
this is your power of friendship.
Okay,
right now, what's playing out is me about boys going through a raid right now.
Pretty much.
I don't know why. I was expecting more of a boost from that.
And two more.
Also, why would anyone be surprised about fucking dragons when they've been watching the God of Highschool fight this entire time?
I mean,
he uses that fucking kick like dozens of fucking times.
I mean, a little kid. We had this same issue with one of our other friends, and you know, the object permanence problem. What? Okay, that's an odd place to have her show up. Yep.
アホな小娘のおかげで2週間も早く叩き起こされるわ。誰？大殺だなバカザル。けど少しは悟ったらどうなんちゅう。森の
What the hell?
上で偉いんじゃぞ。
But for real?
God of Highschool は当初の目的を果たせたよ。
My boy is like, what, 10,000 years old?
最終勝利者。人類の祖にしてザ・シックスの一員。何それ？なんかのアイドルかお笑いのグループ。ださ。無人のやつに説明ぐらいは済ませておかんかい。つまり。
He's rubbing his ears.
Yeah, just
I talking shit. His ears getting hot.
この戦いで傷ついたみんなの体を元通りにしてくれ。よーち。よかった。スーは本当によかった。
のは生きているものだけじゃ。
何？ちっちゃくなった。
力が足りんかったんじゃ。2週間も早く起こされたせいでな。おー、縮んだ。
I don't know why she would think that just makes her weak.
とるぞ。弱いが確かに存在を感じる。
そっか。そっか。そっか。
心配いらん。力を使い果たして寝とるだけじゃ。
なんだこの美味しそうな匂いは。で、見ろ。
マジで起きたの今日。
ウンニョさんの言った通りね。あんた3ヶ月も寝てたのよ。
The stomach, man.
Like always. Every time.
Yo, this dude used the lid as a plate.
I mean...
お前が銃へ飛び散ってしもうた。お前は守護者としてそのすべてを集めねばならない。
あの鍵って何なんですか？
人間が課せられた禁忌を破るため、人は神を殺せない。それは人の力を恐れた神によって仕組まれた制約。だが、鍵の人は神
So much exposition crap.
殺す力を得ることができる。
This is end credits, and we're getting exposition.
We're getting the exposition for the next season. Calm
We have
down.
gotten the most exposition we have gotten throughout this entire series.
Splash it in his eye.
Yeah, he slurped it up and the soup hit him in the eye.
聖天体制の故郷に行けってさ。
故郷？面白い。
またすぐ乗りだけで。
でもまあ、俺も興味あるな。いい修行になりそうな予感がしないか？
また3人で強くなるぞ。待ってるよ、じいちゃん。必ず迎えに行くからな。
Okay, we have made it to the end. We're done for the first season. We got a lot of stuff at the end. And don't let my face fool you about like, no, different, you will hear different words here. Arik apparently needs to say something, which I will probably massively cut. But I'll go ahead and let you get your entire 2 cents before I actually start asking some other questions. What were you going to say about this episode?
Well, you guys already heard it once, but I apologize for the people who watched this show and had no idea what was going on and assumed that it was going to be a cool, grounded fighting show. Okay, I'm sorry the first episode tricked all of you. All right, this isn't that. I could not apologize enough on people who suggest anime to you. Okay, this was a piece of shit. This was a burning piece of trash. Besides what they decided to cut out, they were like, "Hey guys, let's have this useless Akira fight because this is what people really came here to watch, right? They really wanted to see this Akira fight. This like, here guys, let's fight against this giant monster because
you're breaking your mic. Calm down.
The first episode, people really liked watching these people fight hand-to-hand combat, but let's not give them that shit. Let's just have them streaks of light in the sky and just more than Dragon Ball Z is what this was. I'm so sorry.
I mean, I don't think it's more Dragon Ball Z. There was no 10 seconds of power-ups. or sorry, 10 minutes of power-ups. So, the streaks of light thing, I can forgive that. We've watched plenty of other animes and other things that didn't use the streaks of light. They just used...
We have. This is absolutely true. But the difference here is the expectations of the first episode did not carry through the rest of the show is what happened. I'm not saying we've watched plenty of shit before that's like cool ass fighting scenes, and we understand when if I compare this to like Jujutsu Kaisen, I've not seen the first episode, but I've definitely read it, and I definitely know that from what Peter has said is that, hey, the first episode is kind of cool with what goes on. Like, yeah, but the expectations as to like what happens in that first episode basically is carried through. You absolutely positively are aware that there is like, guys, there is superpowers in this, like in what's going on here. In this, if you watch that first episode, you're like, yeah, this is, like the first part, there's like superpowers, sure, but beyond that, like first 10-second clip of like the cross going on, the rest of the fights are very grounded, and it's not until like what, the fourth episode, what's after the Daiwi episode versus Morichin, right?
The wedding with Mira.
So after Mori and Daiwi, after Mori and Daiwi, then everything else became absolutely just like downhill fights from there. I would say, okay, cool. It may look cool, but it lost that original touch. That's why I felt like one thing is this show should have been 26 episodes long. Okay, it should have been 26 episodes long. It should have had all of the fights that were cut out of this to make room for us to get to this original ending of this season here that makes even less sense than like the rest of the show. I demanded exposition before. I did not want it crammed in like the last 3 minutes of the show. Okay, that was the last 3 minutes. That was 3 minutes of pure exposition. That was like
3 minutes of that had more exposition combined. That show.
No, I definitely agree that more episodes would have been better for this because the escalation of the abilities is not well displayed, and we already got and knew that because of how much they downplayed the borrowed powers. I mean, the fact that only a handful of characters actually named their borrowed powers, and even though we did see other people use them, they were shadows or they were like Daiwi, just a simple blob. They don't have any, they don't get any extra special attention. So, it's kind of lost when the first, first 5 or 6 episodes, we get a lot of these fights and they pretty much are just real high intense action, hand-to-hand combat fights, no powers added. And even then, between them, there still wasn't that many like high action fights, like the fight between Daiwi and what's her name?
Yeah,
Yopo's friend. Their fight was pretty much just a straight up martial arts fight. So yeah, it gets like right after that, it's just all right. Now we jump to a full infernoed ring, and thunderclouds and a monkey's paw just smacking someone to the ground. You're like, oh crap. And you would think like, okay, this is just maybe like weird representation of what they're trying to throw. Like this is like in their mind's eye kind of thing, but it's not. It's like, no, this is happening for them.
No,
this is real.
And we had a chance to explain this before when Mujin Park was like, "Oh, hey, kids, sit down and let me tell you a story," right? But then none of that was explained. That's why the part in this episode when he says, "Oh, he isn't borrowing God's power, he is a god," and you're like, "Cool, that's great." I did not know these were god powers in the first place because look, you just explaining that.
Hey, yo,
I love when he breaks his mic. It's so great when he breaks his mic.
With the ending, you went full silence.
Yep.
Yes, I saw the mic didn't go off. Yes.
You really gotta.
It's fine. It's fine. No one wanted to hear the yell. Anyways, all you have to do was watch it. It's fine.
But okay. So I know we already all had like kind of a negative bias because of the amount of we all read the webtoon and we were all picking it apart for that. But even with that aside, we pretty much equally agreed on like, okay, they are changing a lot of things, but is this changing for the better? I would definitely say by the end, not so much. we at least I tried to keep in a headset that it was like, I know that they're going to be changes. I'm going to try and see if these at least are good enough changes, and if even for like an anime only perspective, does this at least work along with the story? The way that more things started to add in at the last minute, it completely kept pulling me out. The fact that we don't get a real good explanation of the broad powers. We only get a handful of people with them. Just suddenly throwing in the 6 and then leaving them out for most of the time, and then having them come in to do like the 1 or 2 heroic things, and you're like, but I don't know why they're here, just because of the base of the story that I've gotten. So a lot of things fall flat on a lot of different levels just because of that. I'm not going to completely bash it all the way down and say that I 100% hate it and think it's like a horrible piece.
No. You don't have to hate it. It's just trash, and that's all you have to admit. The anime adaptation is trash. They were inept and incompetent, and they didn't know how to do it. It's a problem here. Okay?
Man. Just no cold.
Not just because Chew, if they didn't trust the fans, then they would have put more exposition in to continuously explain it. You know what? I probably would have taken more explanations than the lack of explanations that they did, okay? Because at least if you reminded me, I'd be like, okay, cool, I get it, all right? I at least understand what's going on, even, However, with this, I was like, man, I have no idea what the fuck is going on, all right? And the best they can do is like, all right, we have to like just cue things up, all right? Just like, guys, cool fight scene, and like hopefully this is exactly what people are coming here for. I'm like, is it though? The first episode, yes. The couple afterwards, yes, sure. And then you get to the point where it's like all superpowers. I'm like, do you know what people were watching this for in the first place? Are you aware of why people were watching this? Do you even know your audience? And that's the problem. Whoever adapted this, and especially if you're going to tell me that the writer is involved in this, I'm going to tell you this: just because you write the story does not mean that you know how to put it on screen. Okay, so don't stop it. I don't care if this is his vision. Okay.
Oh man. Just so much venom in so much venom from such a small, tiny creature. Seraph, since hopefully Art got most of his complete explanation out of the way, and we are super logged into this already, can I get some of your thoughts on this?
Personally, for the entire season, I would probably give it like a 6.5 to 7. The music carried me a lot of the way. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, yeah.
It's just like with Tower of God, bro. The music carried me a lot of the way.
I feel like a lot of people will find 1 or 2 things in there that will probably carry through most of the entire series. And I know we're going to get a little bit of hate on a lot of different... I mean, so far, I've even looked at some of the not the reviews, but I looked at some of the comments when I was going through and trying to find the episode.
If you're going to find me wrong and you're going to hate me, tell me why I'm wrong, okay? I don't
I don't.
I know you do.
Tell you I hate you.
I know you do
because I have a reason, and it's a good one. I don't have to explain it.
Fine. I'm saying for everyone else, all right.
Leave
and like legitimately lay out your case as to why I'm wrong. If you can't, then Good sir, you have no case at all to defend yourself.
I mean,
and if you want to throw more smoke, just hit him up at his Twitter.
Yep, he's on Twitter. Go for it. I want to see. I want to see all of them. A link is definitely going to be in the description. But okay, for me, after the end of all of this, I'm not 100% on Ark's side for that, but I am definitely on a lower part of the scale there. I would say a 6 for me. The music is nice. The animation quality at least stayed pretty much similar throughout most of the series. Even with the Dragon Ball Z fight at the end, I didn't have a problem with it because I know what's going on because I don't have a
problem with the quality of the animation.
I have a problem. Say you did. I know what your problem is. I didn't. You're taking everything as if I'm saying it personally for you. This is for me part. I'm just saying for my spot of this, I'm just trying to say that I found other spots. Usually when I watch most animes, I don't just strictly call something garbage just because the story is super crap. You know, we have plenty of animes where they're, the stories are not up to top quality, but other parts of it shine really well. And I'm trying to focus on those out of all of this. But yeah, that's just what my personal expectation was when I got out of it and where a lot of the bumps in the roads came for me. I'll definitely hope that all of the fans who at least made it through all of this with us will put some comments down below, at least what they feel on this rant, which mostly is probably going to be some very long essays for Ark to read. But I just want to know what everyone else's feelings were on this out of the whole thing, not just this one episode by the end, since we are finally done. Just tell me what your expectations, people who are only anime watchers and people who are the Webtoon watchers. I'd like to see what the ratio is. See if those comments that I've read elsewhere are kind of around the same mark. But we've already gone over 20 minutes. I think we should probably stop before we just beat whatever's left of this carcass into what remain parts of the ground of the burned ash. But oh, okay. Yeah, thank you, Seraph. At least I can get some laughs out of this. Some. All right, I will go ahead and close us out for our last time on this reaction. It is your homeboy, it's Sleepy.
It's your boy, Seraph.
This is Ark out.
Please go find the link in the description. Essay. I want essays.
And make sure to remember to like.
It better be a fucking essay, okay? Yeah, if you're gonna like start talking back to me, you better at least lay a case down, all right?
Like and subscribe. Bye.